Which fictional characters are idolized by people who missed the entire point of their story? Joker and Harley are still idolized as an example of crazy passionate love despite it being clearly established as an abusive relationship. It's a shame the movies had to cut out most of the really bad Joker abuse, because then maybe the point will be driven home. Not actually fictional, but The Wolf of Wall Street. Romeo and Juliet. Tom from 500 Days of Summer. Really liked the character and could associate myself with him in my younger self, but he's living in his fantasies more than understanding his reality. Phantom of the Opera. Rejection does not give a person a free pass to manipulate someone into loving him or her. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate him, in fact. I sympathize with him because no one likes rejection and abuse. Of course. Boy, is the musical character a hero compared to his portrayal in the book, though. And the character is actually far darker than any adaptation may be able to portray accurately. Not to knock on Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber. Of course. I'm just stating that the Phantom is far darker than I think anyone would be able to capture completely. Holden Caulfield. The Catcher in the Rye. He wasn't being refreshingly rebellious. He was crying out for help. He was probably mentally ill, and definitely emotionally scarred by his brother's death and the unhealthy way his parents handled that tragedy. The Punisher. Rick from Rick and Morty. For a while back in 2016, the romance between Harley Quinn and Joker was idolized by so many young couples in my city. Tyler Durden, hands down. Jay Gatsby. Tony Soprano. Scarface. So many wannabe gangsters and rappers with Scarface shirts and posters. Walter White. Alex from A Clockwork Orange. The point of the book, to my reading, was that you can't force nature's hand. All the rehabilitation in the world couldn't make Alex grow up. Only Alex could. And he did. In the end, it was not a glorification of violence. From Wikipedia. In the final chapter, Alex, now 18 years old and working for the nation's musical recording archives, finds himself half-heartedly preparing for yet another night of crime with a new gang. Len, Rick and Bully. After a chance encounter with Pete, who has reformed and married, Alex finds himself taking less and less pleasure in acts of senseless violence. He begins contemplating giving up crime himself to become a productive member of society and start a family of his own, while reflecting on the notion that his own children could possibly end up being just as destructive as he has been, if not more so. A big part of this misconception, in my mind, comes from the omission of the last chapter # omission of the final chapter in the US. From the American version of the book and the film adaptation. Your Man Gray from the 50 Shades books. Disclaimer: my flatmate had all 3 books and I read them as a method of procrastination from uni work. I also cleaned out all the kitchen cupboards. So that shows the frame of mind I was in. Why is he seen as a wonderful, sexy man of your dreams? He's a narcissistic, misogynistic dickhead. He targeted a young naive girl and groomed her for his own enjoyment. Light Yagami. So many people forget that Death Note basically shredded whatever redeeming qualities he had for the sole purpose of spreading the message that power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. The only thing that anyone really seems to talk about regarding his character is that he's awesome, handsome, and polite, and even the former was a facade. Peter Pan. He flies into kids' windows and kidnaps them. Rory Gilmore. I'm such a Rory. Really? A doe-eyed narcissist? Okay. Greatest Showman. P.T. Barnum was a super effed up dude. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doomscrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.